Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. Welcome to it. Listen, the voice isn't much better, but I'm feeling much better. Maybe that's an improvement. Big shout out to all of you for being here. The game is on CBC Gem in the States. I'm assuming it's on Peacock somewhere. I don't know. But what I do know is, unfortunately, in Canada, you can't actually watch it on cable, which is bizarre. Eichel and Draisaitl for the face-off, and Draisaitl wins it, and we're off. Now, some really important keys to today's game. Really important, in fact. First off, Canada is at a plus 17 in goal differential. We are assuming the States are going to win this game. Now, can't assume anything, but, odds are. That means the States would have to get 13 goals. Sorry. Would have to get 10 goals to tie Canada, 11 to beat Canada, and they have to beat Germany by a differential of 11 goals. So that's why Canada ran up the score as much as they possibly could to kick off the game. So America is going for the number one seed here, but they're going to have to win 11-0 or 12-1 or 13-2. You get the idea, right? It's not an easy challenge. And obviously Germany had that upset win against Latvia. A lot of people are like, well, it's not that much of an upset. I'm like, yeah, but one team's got Draisaitl and Stützle, and one team does not. They lost to Latvia yesterday. A close one. Oh, and the States in on it. That was really early. Matt Boldy turned aside very quickly there. So, yeah, I mean, it was not an ideal loss for Germany yesterday. They're going to need a win today to get up in their seeding a little bit. Maximilian Franzreb and Philipp Grubauer are the goalies for Germany. That would have been Philipp Grubauer with the great save, by the way. He's having a rebound season in Seattle, and I hope that you guys, by the way, are having a great post-Valentine's Day. States are back in the German zone. They've already got a couple of shots on net. This looks like it's going to be one of those onslaught games. They're going to push and push and push, try to get as many goals early as they possibly can and get it against Canada. If you're a Canadian right now, you're just cheering for this to be a low event game. Or you're cheering for the Germans to score some goals. Yeah, this is going to be one of those like right to the end. Right to the end, we're going to go. Now, I have some shout outs to do here because you guys have already been extremely generous. P. Brar 29 dropped a $100 super chat. That's insane. And he said, love listening to you, Adam, Steve, and Jesse while cleaning. This break from NHL hockey is good because of you all. Sincerely, an Oilers fan. And believe me, sir, we very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm assuming you're a guy. You might not be a guy. You might be a woman. I don't know. I'm just going to assume. Maybe I shouldn't assume. I'll just say, whoever you are, I just want you to know how much we appreciate you. And thank you for joining us for all these streams. And I know so many of you have joined us for each and every stream, which is nuts. Luis Rodriguez joined as an SDP VIP member. Francois LaBelle dropping in with the $2 super chat. Yelling, fighting for love. Fishing 220. Just got to win 11-0. Let's get it. Heather, the Avs fan, dropping 10 SDPN memberships. That must be because Nathan McKinnon took a headshot in the France game, and she's doing it for him. That's what I have to think that it is. Francois LaBelle also says, I don't care if the U.S. wins as long as it's less than by 10. And Benjamin Woodbury dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Yes! Let's get more people on the VIP train. Join the crew. One of us. One of us. Shot from the point, Brady Tkachuk is already causing shit on Phil Grubauer. Of course. Of course he is. You know what's so funny about Brady Tkachuk is when he's at the net and the whistle is blown. If you push him, even if you push him from the side, he'll find a way to fall forward on your goalie. Look at him. Wisman tries to push him aside. Watch, look. Wisman's going to try to push him aside. Where's Brady fall? Oh, they didn't show it. Michael to take the face off. He's been unbelievable in this tournament for the Americans. A lot of criticism stateside about Toronto Maple Leaf captain Austin Matthews being the captain. And, funnily enough, I read an article today saying he doesn't say publicly enough that he loves playing in the red, white, and blue. That's like, oh my God, guys. Like, listen, you can criticize the captain pick all you want, but if that's your criticism, good Lord. You gotta pull a little bit more than that. Meme Emperor says Adam is under the water. Please help him. Is my mic not good? Here. No, digestible's not good enough. Try that. Hello? How's that? Is it better? Okay, good. Yeah, just let me know next time. That's good to know. Thanks for everybody for telling me. Appreciate it. Oh, you did, eh? I didn't see that. Oh, you did. Well, here, I can do the other part too. Here we go. Boom. Unplugged. Plug back in. Whoa. Dry settle almost with the rake way there. You know there's nothing more the Germans would love to do than to play spoiler right now against the Americans. You know that would just be fun for them. Francois LaBelle says, Adam, you're crazy doing 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Valentine's. Are we sure it's the microphone or is it my voice? It might be my voice. It might just be my voice. It's a mess. Matthews gets puck stripped. There's Gensel. Down low. Germans are going to get it. Americans are all over them. Watch this American forecheck. They know they need to score a bunch of goals here, and they're going to want to do it. All right, Hellebuck with the stop. 5 minutes in, no goals. And if you're Team Canada, you're loving this. Mekman UE says SDPN is the official, unofficial voice of Canadian hockey fans. Love you guys as an Oilers fan. Adam, please get some Cepacol lozenges. So I'm not sick anymore, but I still got the laryngitis thing, I guess. I guess it's laryngitis. Anyway, I got these halls. I know they're not the same as Cepacol, but they're what I've been using. Hey Maddie, can you call Jesse and figure out the mic thing, please? I just want to see if there's anything he can do. Not sure what changed from yesterday to today. I definitely have the same settings everywhere. So Keller behind the net. He was scratched, by the way, last game. Probably would have been good to have him in the game, score a little bit more. They do make some odd lineup decisions with this. I just don't get it. Vinny Trocheck is also in as the 13th forward today for the United States. All right, guys. So, here we go. We got Francois Labelle dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Jeffrey Wilder, Adam watching it on cable. I'm watching it on CBC Gem. Is it on cable? What cable network has this? I don't think they do. It's on CBC Gem. CBC Gem. For anybody wondering. I don't believe they're running it on the Canadian networks, which is bizarre. It's a big game. I mean, I guess they're all big games, but for a tournament play-in round game, this is a big game. 14 minutes to go exactly in the first period. And hey, good little start here for the Germans. Shots are tied 3-all. The Americans have dominated some of the play, but not nearly as much as you think. All right. So, Nico Sturm, German face-off draw. Draisaitl won that so cleanly, he broke the stick of the guy he was facing. That's incredible. Oh, play behind the net. The Americans turn it over. It's Brady Tkachuk out front. This line has been a pain in the ass for every team that they've played. That's that crazy forecheck. Brady is an animal. You got to give him credit. Going up against his teammate, Tim Stutzla, too. I think bragging rights back in Ottawa. Al Huang said NBC put up a graphic for it. So forever F Bettman for depriving us of the Olympics because Sid should have passed Iginla years ago instead of today. Yes, Sidney Crosby, guys, now number one in Olympic scoring for any Canadian ever among NHL players. And Tom Wilson is the first person ever to get a Gordie Howe hat trick. Gordie Howe hat trick. Which is a goal, assist, and a fight in the same game. It's pretty rare in the NHL, even. Okay, so Maddie is gonna switch my mic or fix my mic during intermission, guys. So just hang in there. I don't know what the hell happened. Not bad, has it? Okay. Well, you were cracks. Well, that's good. I can't hear any of the cracks, so I'm glad everybody let me know. MRA says, wait, did Tom Wilson fight in the Olympics? He sure did, because there was this French defenseman who dropped a nice little headshot on Nathan McKinnon. And then there was a bit of a weird hit on Seth Jarvis from another player. And even though the French player apologized to Nathan McKinnon, Tom was hit by him too. And he said, you know what? I think we're done. I think we're done here. Fishin 220 says realistically, we should just focus on winning the game and making sure people are healthy. If we can't beat Sweden, we're not beating Canada anyway. I think that's a pretty good viewpoint because ultimately being second seed ain't so bad either. And Sweden has looked a bit weird, to be honest. To see them this low in the seeding is kind of crazy. But obviously we'll see what happens in the play-in round too. Even listen, Sweden has had some gaffes. Maybe they don't make it through that play in before the quarterfinal, right? By the way, I will be doing the streams for that game for Team Sweden and Team USA, as you guys know. So the Sweden play-in, I believe, is on Tuesday, and then the quarterfinals are on Wednesday. So you'll be seeing me on Tuesday. You'll be seeing Steve and me on Wednesday, and Jesse Blake is obviously doing the women's side. So you'll be seeing him scattered in there too. It's going to be a crazy week. Hook and call on Germany here. Not a good idea. This American power play is pretty strong. And this is one of those penalties you just don't need to take. His name is Lucas Calbibli. Calbibli? Calbibli? I can't say anything anyway. What's up, Maddie? Yep. How's that? How's that? All right. I just turned it up. How's it going? La 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 la. Hello. How about this? How's this? How's the mic now, everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Uh, Francois LaBelle, if the U.S. wanted scoring, they shouldn't bench Caulfield. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, Robertson probably makes the team before Caulfield does, but neither of them did, so I guess it doesn't matter. Mekman UE. Tom Wilson showed inhuman restraint in that quote-unquote fight. I think the best thing for Tom is that all the U.S. players knock into each other, and it almost creates a German chance. And it actually does create a German chance, but they do not capitalize on it. I've never seen two guys nail each other like that. Crazy. But that was a crunch, man. Quinn Hughes looks to be okay, or Jack Hughes, excuse me, looks to be okay. And you can hear the whistling from the German fans, by the way. What's that, Matty? You're liking the audio better? Okay, good. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So just so you guys know, like it probably sounds like shit because my voice sounds like shit. Um, I wish there was a better way to say it, but I have a very thin, raspy voice right now. And it's kind of squeaking a little bit. So it is what it is today. Werwinski from the point. Back to Gensel. Cross. Great play to Brady Tkachuk, and they were able to save that. Franzrub is, big save. Wow, great save. Unreal. This U.S. power play is no joke, but it's over. And out come the Germans. Stutzla to Seider, and it's offside. That was one of those, damn it, offsides. We've all done it. We've all done it. FIFO says Paterka won't be happy about the whistling. No, it's Clayton Keller that won't be happy about the whistling. The Germans can handle this. It's Clayton Keller who's playing for USA that's not going to like this. Won't somebody think of Clayton Keller? France rep, man, what a great save. In comes Jake Sanderson. I almost said Jeff Sanderson. That'd be his dad. U.S. after this power play has had some couple of opportunities. The Germans have had a couple of opportunities. 5-on-5, these teams look to be evenly matched. But if that power play, evenly matched for now, you guys know what I'm saying. If that power play for the U.S. comes out again, I don't know how the Germans stop that 2 power plays in a row. They've got to keep their sticks down. They got to be careful. Oh, here we go. Oh. Matt Tkachuk. There's Jack Eichel blazing through the neutral zone. Drops it for Matthew Tkachuk. Goes by him. Brady kicks it in. Saved by Franzreb. Cahoons. Slavin pins the Germans along the wall. Jake Slavin, the best defensive defenseman in this tournament. That's Parker Toomey, by the way, that he had. You can hear the German fans chanting. Turka was telling us before the Olympics that on Agent Provocateur, because he's one of Alan's clients, that one of the things that he loved to do, he got to play for his hometown team that he grew up cheering for. And they bring the drums and the chants, and they stand all game long, chanting and drumming and screaming. I bet they all sound like me at the end of the game. Oh, big save by Franz Reb again. That would have been a kick, but like, whoa. Wyatrowski 666 says, what channel you got it on? It is on CBC Gem, my friend. CBC Gem or USA Network in the States. Apparently, the Americans are getting loud now, too. You love it. The rivalry is strong. One thing here we go. Leon Draisaitl in alone, though. One thing that is abundantly clear is CBC Gem does not stream in a very high. I'm going to try to get it to a high. It's not the greatest streaming I've ever seen. 1080p at best. Like a lot of the time I'm seeing, this is what I don't like about these streaming apps is like what I am seeing with my eyeballs is the play gets super blurry every time the camera's got to switch. Stutzla racing in. Puck tried to find Sider. That puck is intercepted. Down come the Americans. It's Jack Hughes flipping it in. Sider around, and here we go. Orange Joe says it's like watching hockey back in the 90s. I know. Hobo says Gem works better than Sportsnet. It certainly does. At least we got that going for us. I don't know if you could find an app that works less good than Sportsnet. Wow. Nice play. They got the puck into Austin Matthews. Franz Reb's able to turn that aside. Oh, was that Austin Matthews? No. Was that Kachuk? Oh, so it was Matthews and Hughes that crushed each other. Well, oh well. Sounds like a USA problem, am I right? Helen Holmes says this American team is mid. I still don't believe that. I don't believe that this team is mid. I think they're pretty damn good. And the first two games of this tournament, they were sort of feeling out their opponents and whatever. But by minute 30, halfway through the game versus Latvia, halfway through the game yesterday, you saw it change. It changed big. And yeah, I have a feeling. I have a feeling that by midway through the second period, U.S. is going to have this figured out. I mean, they just have the previous two games. I don't understand why they wouldn't. Now, Francois Lebel, Germany-USA rivalry started in 1941 too soon. Well, if you're going to be honest about it, it started well before that, my friend. And definitely not too soon. I think we can all make those jokes now. They're showing the sunglasses that the guys are wearing before the game. Quinn Hughes, even with the cool Oakley sunglasses on, still looks like he's a little sad. He's got the resting sad face, you got to say. Look at the Germans are up and they're chanting. The Americans are doing it too. Hughes. Down low. Out front. Franz Reb is able to just keep it out. I don't know if you even saw that. Nobody got a handle on it. We're 6:17 left in this period, by the way. I will say these Olympic commercial breaks are shorter and the games move so much faster. It feels like we saved 20, 30 minutes a game. Keller behind the net. Thompson's out front. Keller with a shot. He kind of missed. Hughes down low. Werenski and Hughes on the same defense pairing. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Second best defenseman and third best defenseman in the league. That's insanity. That's disgusting. We're now at the point where Germany has not had a shot in it. I think about 10 minutes of play here. So the Americans already sort of grabbing the bull by the horns, or in I guess the German case, the eagle by the talons. And they are pushing pretty hard here. Just fell out of the offensive zone, but back in they go. Their reloads are quick. German bad change by the Germans there, and it almost bit them. But Franz Reb stands tall. So like for everybody that says this USA team is mid, remember that Germany is supposed to be the second best team in their group, right? Like this is not a hard group that they're in. And I'm just going to pull it up here just so I can have a look at it. So grouping wise, US is obviously in with Latvia and Denmark. Latvia has been a bit of a surprise. Like we weren't sure if they'd be able to score, how they'd be able to do. They're both probably Germany and Latvia probably both finished between 5th and 8th in terms of seeding. See, the United States don't have really anybody that's that close to them in this pool. Denmark has been okay too. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the US is I think they're managing their game. Does that make sense? Riddick says, if you want to see a wild fan base, go to a German DEL match. Drums, constant chants, the whole smash. Man, I'm there. I'd love to see one. That's what Paterka was saying to us beforehand. Just having a look at my pre-tournament rankings. I don't think I'm going to do that well. I'm looking at the Spark app guys, and I have Sweden in 3rd place. I think they're going to be like 8th. I had Germany at 6th, though. They win today. It's not likely, but if they do. Francois Labelle says, I say keep saying it. It's criminal. Bettman kept this from us. It is. It's insane that he kept this from us. It's insane that the NHLPA allowed him to keep it from us. Because part of it's on the NHLPA for not fighting harder. Michael wins the faceoff draw as he has so many times in the offensive zone, but it doesn't matter. The Germans jump all over it, down into the American zone. McAvoy collects. Breakout pass from Jake Sanderson, excuse me. Germans coming in. Aaron pass. More insiders able to grab it. Back into the German zone. They're going to reload, come back in. U.S. doing a pretty good job of clogging up the neutral zone right at their own blue line. Hence why the Germans have not had a shot since probably minute 15 or minute 5, depending upon how you want to look at it. Siders looking, waiting, telling his guys where to go. Jack Hughes somehow loses a stick. I think it was Franz Reb that kicked it out of his hands. And out come the Germans, and they're going to get a shot. Oh, just misses the net. Paterka to Reichel. Back to Reichel. Paterka, number 77. Across. Oh, nice play. And the Americans are able to read that, pick it up, block it. Paterka again with the puck. This time he dekes out JT Miller and breaks his ankles. Oh, baby. We got some offensive zone pressure from the German. It's their first shot and rebound given up. Not able to get the rebound, but able to keep the puck in at the line and make a change. Shot in. In fact, Connor Hellebuck made a couple of good saves there. He had to. German fans are loving it. Robar says, Adam, I'm in Portugal for reading week and I haven't slept since 8 a.m. Saturday, Toronto time, but I'm here for Gripper Nation. Let's go. Jacqueline K, this game is on CBC Gem and it is also on TSN4. Well, I'll be switching to TSN4 at the intermission. Not a fan of the streaming quality of CBC Gem. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm too spoiled for that. Draisaitl across the ice. Germans maintaining some pressure here late in the period. Something that they've missed all period. As soon as game started pretty even, but as soon as the U.S. went on the power play, they kind of had this game in control for the next 10 minutes. Haven't capitalized yet. Oh, nice play by Moritz Seider. Keeps it in. Puck is high. Hellebuck did not know where that puck was. The Germans could not get a blade on it. Draisaitl's pass intercepted and through the center ice. Come the Americans, but the Germans intercept them. Here comes Draisaitl again. One-man wrecking crew. Moritz Seider and a shot. It hits the S in USA on Connor Hellebuck's pads. Apparently, TSN4 is still showing curling. You can watch this on CBC Gem. CBC Gem. CBC Gem. It's free. Download it. CBC Gem. I don't believe it's on Sportsnet, by the way. I feel like we need to pin a message to the top, tell people where to watch. You know, it goes to show, by the way, how bad the TV guide has been in the Olympics. Bell, Rogers, and CBC should all be raked over the coals for the fact that they never tell you what events are going to be on when you're looking at your TV. If you have cable, it just says Milano Cortina morning and Milano Cortina afternoon. You have no idea what's on where. It's really annoying. Transreb made another great save, rebound out, and the puck is down the ice, and that is going to be icing with 91 seconds left to go in this period. Germany has come on strong in the last couple of minutes here. Let's see if they can get out of the period at least with a tie. Also, Crave apparently is showing the game, but it's en français. TBC Gem is where you can watch basically everything. So, Brady Tkachuk just knocked over a German defenseman, and now that German defenseman knocks over Brady Tkachuk. That would be Moritz Mueller, who is an old man. And he's not played a lot, but he is a big part of that German national program and has been for a long, long time. I'm going to give you a little history on him because I think you'll find him interesting. He has played for the Cologne Sharks since 2003, 2004 were his first games there. He's played for the Cologne Sharks since 2003, 2004. To give you an idea of how long ago that is, myself, Steve Dangle, and Justin Fisher were in grade 10. Grade 10, kids. It was the year before the lockout with the salary cap. That's how long it's been. This man is old, and he's still playing, damn it, 39. Good for him. 51 seconds to go in the first period. Americans pressing for a goal. They got their big guys out there. Eichel, Kachuk, and Kachuk. What a great line this has been. Shot from the point. That's blocked. Germans playing a little bit like they're down a man here, but they are not. This is just how good this first line is. And look at that. There's a great opportunity. They blew that dead. The Americans did put it in. They had blown the puck dead well before, excuse me. And I'm fairly sure that there's some stuff to look at in front of the net on this replay. I don't know why they blew the whistle. Eichel's not happy about it either. So Mike Johnson's making the argument on the broadcast that they probably should not have blown this dead. Although, to be honest with you, yeah, so it's Matthew Kachuk's skate that takes it off. However, it was Mo Mueller who had pushed him over. Anyway, 33 seconds to go in the period. Games are always going to be reffed a little different when it's international. They are going to add more time to the clock, too, because it was blown dead a few seconds before. Okay, so it went from 33 seconds to 35.2 seconds. I don't think there'll be goaltender interference on that. No, by the way. There's no chance. No chance. That would be the German defenseman who pushed Matthew Kachuk into Franz Reb, the goalie. Gensel, down low. Matthews with him. Out come the Germans. There's 25 seconds left to go. That was Stützle. Breakout pass. Intercepted. Moritz Seider can't intercept that either. Boldy is in. Stützle hits him. They're fighting for the puck. 13 seconds to go. Matthews, cross ice, wide open, and they score! Zach Werenski with an absolute laser snapshot. And that is a killer. Letting in a goal less than a minute to go after such a strong period. That is a killer. Wow. Big moves. All right, Americans, you drop those birds in the chat. Where are those Eagles? Show me your Eagles. Play Freebird. Let's go. Chloe says Draisaitl's time on ice is going to be over 30 minutes today. Yeah. Totally agree with you. Francois LaBelle, look at that. MT fell on the goalie. Matthew Kachuk. Man, not caring, says Adam. You keep saying Rawensky. Buddy, I can barely talk. Why are you giving me shit over pronunciations? I'm sucking back 3 hauls trying to get through these games. Man, what a tough crowd you guys all are. You know who I'm talking about. Is there anybody else on the team with Wensky as their last name? Rawensky. All right. Listen, since we're going to intermission here, before I take a break and make another tea for my throat, let me show you this. These Tim Hortons cards. We still have not gotten a gift card. I don't think Jesse has either. We're looking for, remember, every pack, 2 base cards and a specialty card. Sometimes that specialty card's a gift card. Sometimes it's not. Ooh, we got something good for Rangers fans, something good for Detroit fans, and something good for Avs fans. Alexis Lafreniere, not on Team Canada this year, but a World Junior god. 10 points in 5 games at the 2020 World Juniors. Yeah, he was a great player in junior. Steve Yzerman. And that's him in the Nagano Olympics. But don't forget, he also went to Salt Lake City, won himself a gold medal there, part of that team. And Nathan McKinnon, who was angry today. He was very mad. Nathan was mad. He was a mad boy. All right. Now, next packet of cards. By the way, if you're American and you're watching this and you're going, well, there's a Tim Hortons near me. Can I get them? No. Unfortunately, can't. Your Tim Hortons, not as cool as our Tim Hortons. Okay. Okay. All right. Brandon Montour, member of the Seattle Kraken, also a world championship guy, did not make the team this year, but that's okay. Travis Sanheim did. And we got a gold medalist specialty card, Logan Stankoven. Still, no gift cards. We've been looking, not finding. Okay. So we're going to take a break here. The microphone, I think, is A-okay now, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. But the first intermission is going to be with German national team member JJ Peterka. He joined us on Asian Provocateur this week, and you get to check it out now. He was a lot of fun. Tim Stützle and Leon Draisaitl are driving the Germans right now, and I'm gonna be honest with this. I think the Germans have the best looking jersey in the entire tournament.
It's always been pretty good.
It's this one though pops. There's a picture.
I just didn't say it in front of my grandparents.
There's a picture. Yeah, fair enough. There's a picture of Leon Draisaitl walking out, and he's got his helmet off, and he's got the jersey on, and they shoot him up like it's an Usher video. And I'm like, God damn, that man is handsome. And the jersey looks amazing. Mm-hmm. Like they really knocked it out of the park. I also like the Finnish jerseys. They're really nice.
I think my favorite is the USA jersey.
It's always so classic.
It looks so classic. Yeah. Like it looks timeless. Like you throw that on in any year of any era, it's always going to look good. And I think they nailed it.
Can I ask you though, Jesse? Because you've seen the homes and aways. I didn't like the whites as much as I like their blues.
Oh no, I love the whites.
You like the whites?
Yeah, I love the whites.
Okay,
it feels like the whites feel to me like we're going back to like the 80s of American jersey.
Yeah,
which that was the point. So we should accomplish.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I love the German ones though. I think you're very right and
sharp.
They look really good. Canada, if we want to talk about jerseys, I think has one of the worst of the tournament.
I think I like it. I like the
industrial looking leaf is weird. The black one especially. I think it's strange. Why don't the stripes go all the way around the back?
That's weird.
The stripes just end on the jerseys. I don't like Canada's jersey.
This is frustrating as we look across at where the cameras are, and Maddie is wearing one of the best jerseys they've ever had.
The Four Nations leaf in that jersey is beautiful. And they've gone very backwards.
Is that because they can't use that one? Is that because they can't use it because that was an NHL
tournament? Yeah, they can't use that at all. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a Fanatics jersey. The ones made by
no,
Maddie's gonna throw it over.
No, it's okay.
You stay snug as a bug.
She's bringing it. She's throwing it.
Hold that up. Y'all know Maddie's Canada down. Let's go.
She's Four Nations down.
Yeah. Look at
look at there you go.
Look at this.
There you go.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
it's beautiful.
They should have brought that.
She's taking it back.
They should have found a way.
So Germany's an interesting one because you look at the and by the way, if you go, I keep going to Spark for this because it really helps me decipher the group stages and that sort of thing for the men's and the women's.
You can bring up the group standings there.
When you look at Group C, like USA has the easiest go. But Germany USA is going to be interesting. I don't know that it's going to be particularly close because I think the US defense is just so good. I think Germany, if you look at the entire seeding, there's a pretty good chance that, we all thought they'd probably be like 6th or 7th at worst. Germany could sneak into like the top 5 here.
Do you think
especially if Sweden falls out?
Do you think there's a USA Germany upset?
It's hard to imagine. Hard to envision that.
I mean, if you know what, that group, USA should run away with it, but there's deceptively no easy out. I guess there's no easy out at these Olympics, apparently. But Germany, you can't sleepwalk through that game at all.
Denmark, you should run over.
You should.
That should be a 5-2.
But all 3 of these teams can get saves.
Yep.
Which is the biggest thing in a tournament like this. And the way Grubauer's playing this year. Yeah. No. I like the German team.
I think Germany might be a sleeper to and again, this is what international hockey's so different from.
They can medal. They can medal.
They could. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just thinking just the seeding, forgetting the bracket stuff, but international's so different, right? Because in the NHL, it's like, oh, wow, good for you. You moved up 1 spot in the standings year over year. No one gives a shit. in international hockey, it's like, well, Latvia got 5 more goals at this tournament than they thought they would.
Actually
They didn't win
a massive deal.
But that's
Yeah.
a huge deal, right?
Yeah.
So Germany moving up from, I have them in 6th. Let's say Sweden and Slovakia go sideways. Slovakia could move up in the top 6. Sweden could fall out. Finland didn't look good against Slovakia. Like if Germany has a really strong group stage here, we could be looking at a Slovakia-Germany top 6. No, you don't think so?
No, I'm just smiling because I love the Olympics. Because you ever laugh at your own thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah.
I earnestly I was like, yo, Slovakia, Germany would be a great game. And that's just a silly thing to say.
It would be a great game.
I love the Olympics.
Yeah.
Gary Bettman should be in jail probably.
All right, Alan Walsh.
For taking this, Alan would probably say worse than jail. He should probably be in jail though for taking this away from us for 12 years.
Yeah.
Alan would say it like a lawyer. He would ask it in a question. I mean, would you put someone in jail if?
Well,
would you not agree that
he went through the process and we discovered that? Yeah. Anyway,
people were getting me to yell triple hard cap the other day too because my voice was getting so raspy. And they're like, "You actually sound like him now."
the triple hard. No.
Yes.
I have too much lubrication in there. I need to dry it out.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do. Put a blow dryer on it.
Yeah. And then I'll just go outside and breathe the air for 3 seconds. Did you see the heartwarming thing with Germany? Leon Draisaitl's playing with his childhood friend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so from Haley Salvian, asked Leon Draisaitl about connecting on a goal with his childhood friend Frederick Tiffels at the Olympics. We played these moments on the street together and dreamed of this. To get to experience this with him and play together and even connect on a goal is really special.
That's very cool. I think you're going to like this too. This morning in Milan, Bettman, Marty Walsh, and Luke Tardif. So Marty Walsh being the head of the NHL. Tardif. And yeah, Luke Tardif. Head of the IIHF, have all restated their commitment to international hockey and how important it is. Nice. Now, here's what I want to say. And this is where I get so annoyed with the NHL. They own the NHL like World Cup thing, which we know is going to happen in 2028. And last time they did it, they had the North American like under 23 team, which was fucking loaded. In retrospect, it's crazy.
Yeah, they did okay.
And they had Team Some of Europe, which boringly made it to the finals and got fucking swept.
It sucked that they made it.
Yeah, because it was like there's just an amalgamation of countries.
Well, as someone who was there, it sucked that they made it because there were a ton of Finns, a ton of Swedes.
Wait,
and there's like one guy in a Slovak jersey who's like, woo, for like Team Some of Europe. It would have been better if like Sweden or Finland made it.
So this is when we talk about international games, like Jesse, you mentioned when we were talking about this before the tournament started, the big thing for Trinidad and Tobago at one of the World Cups was get a goal.
yeah.
Just get a fucking goal.
The
right?
04 World Cup.
Yeah, just score.
Yeah.
Italy playing Sweden was magic. If you missed that game, it's hard to go back and recreate that. But them being tied with Sweden at the 30-minute mark of the game.
It's insane.
Was crazy.
Insane.
And I get goosebumps thinking about it. And I feel like I don't understand why the NHL wouldn't do this and expand it. Like, listen, we all know Russia's coming back in the next couple of years. The IIHF has been signaling it. We know that. Whether you agree with it or you don't, they're coming.
Sorry, so, 2006 World Cup.
2006 World Cup.
Correct that for everybody.
Oh, people will be so
Trinidad
mad at
listening.
you. They're going to come and fight you.
2006. There was no World Cup in 2004.
There was the Olympics, though. And I think Greece won.
Oh, soccer.
Yes.
Sorry, I was like, hockey? Wait, no, you had it. What are you doing?
No.
Sorry.
I think you got to go to 16 teams if you're going to do this right. And I want to see Austria back in. Belarus and Russia are coming back. We know that. It's coming. I want to see some of these teams, like even 20, where you're like, you get an Italy, you get a France, you get a Great Britain. Like, I want to see some of those teams play some of the other teams because all of these guys in this tournament are full-time professional hockey players. This isn't like, hey, we pulled Jim Bob off the bus. These guys are all really, really in good shape. They're paid well. Mm-hmm. Hockey's got to stop at the international level, and the NHL specifically has got to stop acting like we're small. Time to start acting bigger. If you don't start bringing more teams to this tournament, you are not acting big. When you bring 8 teams to World Cup, you're admitting to the entire world that your sport's just not that followed.
It's podunk. Now, you're not looking at this like Gary Bettman. I think the only non-Swedish person in the building cheering for Team Sweden to beat Italy was Gary, because it makes your product look stupid. That these guys who are like middle six players in Austria are tied right now with a team full of NHL stars.
But that's what international competition is.
Yes. No. Again, you're looking at this like a cool, normal fan.
Oh,
You're not looking at this like the man who has held the sport hostage since the early 90s. Everything that doesn't benefit the NHL must die and be set on fire. That's how he looks at it.
but this does benefit the NHL.
He doesn't look at it that way.
That Italian game was magic.
Yeah.
And that makes me
not my kind.
That makes me a deeper hockey fan.
Not my kind, said Gary. He doesn't care if it makes you a deeper hockey fan. He wants it to make you a deeper NHL fan, and there is a distinct difference.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, I am fully on your side when this gets clipped. And Steve, you're an idiot. No, I'm doing a Gary impression. Stop it. I fully agree with you. They're never going to do it.
Oh, I hope that World Cup in 2020. I hope.
Me too.
I agree with you, and I hope we're both wrong.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
Talk again?
Hello, everybody. We're back. We are having some tech issues behind the scenes, but we got back. And by the way, there are some grouchy people in here going, "Where's the stream?" Which, you know what? I got to tell you, I really appreciate it. Thank you. That means that you've missed me, and I missed you too. Only missed a couple of minutes. The Germans are on the power play, but they're the ones that had to make the biggest save. Larkin got just absolutely robbed a second ago. Woo! Woo! Anyway, let's have some fun, shall we? 1 minute left in this German power play. You got to think a goal early would be awfully nice for them. I did have somebody who knows a lot about hockey say to me before this game, you know, there's a pretty good chance Germany wins this. And I was like, no. And so far, I think they were wrong. But, there is a very smart hockey mind. And I will say this to you. This person is a much smarter hockey mind than me, which isn't saying much, but I'm trying to be complimentary of them. They're very smart. Stützle can't keep the puck in. States are going to get a change. Yeah, not an ideal power play, I'd say, for the German national team. Francois Labelle, I missed a couple of your super chats, but you were talking about you're eating maple glazed donuts. Not Timmy's. Where did you go? And also gave me a yay for coming back. We love that. Hey, Maddie, can we get time is at 17:12? We'll make sure we get to the time specifically once the next faceoff goes, guys. Just been a little bit of we got a breakaway here. Jack Eichel, he's moving in. And Franzreb with another save. Unbelievable. And I think the U.S. is going back to the power play. Because Trocheck got taken down late there. Sometimes these international rules, I don't know. Like, number 6, Germany. Kai Wisman. I don't know if that needed to be a penalty. That was bizarre. Okay, so time check. We will sync this bad boy up, all right? This should not be a penalty at all, by the way. What is this? Oh, he grabbed him. He threw him. Okay, I got it. All right. Time check, Maddie. 16:53, okay? I am watching now on TSN 4. A lot of people were saying the game wasn't running on TSN 4. Apparently it was. At least according to me on Bell Cable, which is what I'm using. The picture is just so much better than CBC Gem. Puck is in! And I think that's going to be Austin Matthews, who's taken a ton of shit from American supporters for his play in this tournament. That's his second goal. And his second goal of the tournament, second point of the night. Remember, he set up Jake Gensel for the first goal. Hammer 47 says those German jerseys cannot be defeated. Well, it's looking like they might be. Sedin Magic 15 said, it's my birthday and I get to spend it with Gripper Nation. How lucky am I? Everybody say happy birthday, Sedin Magic 15. And also, where are my loud and proud Americans here? I'm not seeing any Eagles in the chat. I got a few American flags. You guys, what happened to you guys? I thought this was America. I thought Americans were American all the time. You need a Canadian to encourage you to be yourselves? Don't worry, America. It's a safe space. You can be yourselves here. Can Control Life says, thank you. It is on TSN 4. Chelsea says, a voice saver, ginger and oil of oregano. Oh, oil of oregano. I can feel it in the back of my nostrils right now, but it does work. The issue I've got right now is I'm not actually sick anymore. I was sick all week. I feel fantastic, but my voice just hasn't come back because of the swelling in it. And I was told in no uncertain terms that is laryngitis. Francois Labelle says Matthews is only missing a fight and he'll get a Gordie Howe as Tom Wilson did. There's our Americans. Adam, I am at work. That doesn't mean you can't drop an eagle in the chat. Play Freebird. I don't know. One thing actually we haven't done yet, and I want to do this. 16:15 left in the second period, by the way. What I want to do is I want everybody in the chat to tell me where they're from. I want you to drop your country flag, and then I want you to tell me what city you're in. I want to know how many Americans are here. I want to know how many Germans are here. I want to know how many Canadians are here. Do we have any Swedes? Do we have any Finns? Do we have any Slovaks? Who's in? Give it to me. Okay, we got DC, Finland, Boston, Rotterdam, Denmark. Oh my goodness, my computer screen is just bonkers. Halifax, Nova Scotia, Moncton, New Brunswick, Finland, Newcastle. Here we go. Matthew Chuck, shot back. Oh, and Jack Eichel just misses the net there. Saskatoon, Boston, Michigan. Player 4 says, I'm an American when Celebrini, except when Celebrini is playing. Amen to that. He was phenomenal this morning. Lake Ridge, VA. Elliot Friedman, Detroit voice. Detroit. I'm in Detroit, California. We got Dunedin in, it looks like New Zealand. I can't tell the difference between the New Zealand and the Australian flag when the chat's going this fast. So my apologies. I would assume New Zealand, but San Jose, California, home of my second favorite team in the whole world, the San Jose Sharks. Okay, and Maddie can hear me now too, guys. The tech is coming back online. Unlike Jurassic Park, we got it back online and the dinosaurs are safe. Lots of people from around the world. Not a lot of German flags, though. Who's cheering for Team Germany today? Who's representing Germans? Oh, we got Spokane, Washington. I've spent a lot of time in Spokane. I love it there. Francois Lebel, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Well, we knew that. We knew that. Oh, we got somebody from South Germany. Where in South Germany? You got to get specific. Is Bavaria South Germany? Or is that Württemberg? Bavaria is South Germany. All right. All right. Munich's in Bavaria and Munich. Okay. All right. I'm trying to, And we got Recife, Brazil. Brazil. Love it. Somebody said, Drunk Hamster said, I live in hell. Does hell have a country flag? Brock Nelson and Tim Stutz on the draw. Brock Nelson wins it. He had 2 goals in the first game. Franz Reb with another save, and I think the Americans think they've got one in, but they're just blowing through the goalie here. Is that going to be? Are they going to call that? I feel like they oughta. Franz Reb, I don't blame him for JT Miller should be in the box for that. They've called softer shit than that in this tournament. Watch number 10. Watch. Push. He's still pushing. And then he pushes. Look, right there on the screen. He's pushing. I'm in the blue paint now. Now I'm going to push the German player. Yeah, I'm shocked the refs didn't call that. Muck May says, Adam, you should interview Adam Foote for Gripper Nation. You know what? I should. Oh, nice pass to Stutzla. We got a fast break. It's Sider. And Sider just drew a penalty. I think it's going to be Jake Sanderson going to the box. And the German team is going to have an offensive zone face-off. Hattrick Patrick says, I'm in Bumfork Nowhere. Arkansas. No lie to you. So I had a buddy. His name's Andy. Really nice guy. Andy's geography, though, could have used some work. And Steve and I were at our buddy's cottage. And Andy's like picking up a magazine and he's reading it while we're having breakfast hungover one morning. And this is in our 20s. And Andy opens the magazine and he's like, this can't be right. We're like, what? And he's like, I think there's a spelling mistake in this magazine. He's like, Arkansas. Where's Arkansas? And we're like, Arkansas? He's like, what's Arkansas? We're like, oh, Andy. Anyway, good times. Lovely guy, though. Lovely guy. I'm just crushing coffee here. I got a Halls that I'm going to take, but I thought this might help too. I don't know why, but Jesse decided to get all fancy, man, and he's ordered as Maison Perrier France, and I find sparkling water can help my voice. So we'll see. It's Rowinski in the box. No, it's Sanderson. Yeah, Sanderson. Wait, was it? No, it was Rowinski. All right. Well, they didn't call that. They say the microphone is crackling. Is it crackling? Well, it's done crackling. That always, for whatever reason in this setup, there's like a crackling once a game and then it goes away. I have no idea why, but that's where we're at. If you're looking for a perfect microphone or a perfect voice today, kids, I don't have it. It's tough. Tough being sick. But Maddie's like, but you got perfect vibes. Thank you, Maddie. Now, the first German power play this period did not go very well. Second one has started with Vinny Trocheck shooting a puck and it going out. Not great. Not a great start. City and Magic 15 says, I'll bet Andy was really fun to have a beer or six with, though. Andy was the best. Absolute bomb. The STPN chat is making fun of me when I ask you guys to click like, silence. When the microphone gets a little static, sure. It's true. Justin, do you think they're ignoring you? I think they might. Are you ignoring the SDPN in the chat? Sider. Over. Back to Sider at the top of the blue line, and that is easily stopped by Mr. Connor Hellebuck. Jared Pegg says, Adam, can you tell me more about your truck? Listen, we have a hockey game to do. You don't want me talking about my truck all hockey game, do you? I do love that. I do love that truck very much. It's a great truck. Good family vehicle. By the way, Justin, I'm not sure if your SDPN chats are showing up because people are saying, what SDPN, Adam? I think they assume that you're just not here. It's not that they're ignoring you at all, Justin. It's completely because they can't see your chats. Must be a tech issue. Peterka almost had an opportunity there. 1:15 left in this power play. Really important power play for the Germans. Kind of like the other one. Ethan1444 says, I'm tuning in from Anaheim. Let's go USA. And let's go Ducks. Hell yeah. Nice shot by Peterka. Hellebuck's good for it, though. He had the angle. Hattrick Patrick says, fun fact, the French are the reason we pronounce it that way. Arkansas. Really? There's French down there in Louisiana. Oh. I'm doing my best to keep this voice going. I think by tomorrow, we should be okay. Do I even have a stream tomorrow? I don't think so. Oh, big save. Hellebuck. Oh, he gave up a juicy rebound, but no German player there to get it. The Americans get away with one. This has been a much better power play for the Germans, by the way. The last one, they just could not get set up. This one, looking cleaner. Draisaitl down low. Back to the point. That's going to be Moritz Seider to Draisaitl at the top of the circle. Draisaitl floats one in. Hellebuck deflects it wide. It does go out front. Peterka to Draisaitl. Seider waiting. He gets the puck. Shot! Oh, and I think that either went off a leg or just missed. But it is out and it is in the crowd. Seider and Draisaitl. Draisaitl, which is a really good brand of cider. Damn, some pretty good chemistry there. Axis says, hey, there is a podcast tomorrow, though, right? Yes, there is. We're doing it early, and it'll be released early because Jesse's got to stream the women's match tomorrow at, I think, 3:10. That's going to be your next stream. And then Tuesday, I don't know the podcast schedule for the week because it keeps changing. But Tuesday, I'm going to have a stream because Sweden will be in the play-in rounds. So I will be doing one of those games. Draisaitl driving the puck out. Draisaitl just played the entire power play, took 20 seconds off, and is back on the ice. They need a goal. We got a breakaway. U.S. Big save by Franzreb on Jake Gensel, who scored earlier in this game. Peterka. Draisaitl is finally. Oh, I guess Draisaitl just never went off. They're going to need him. They're going to need him. Justin rightly says podcast schedule this week is Monday, Tuesday, Saturday. That might change, but right now that's what it is. I got to talk to Jesse about that because there might be a wrinkle, a hitch in that giddy up, shall we say. Holding. Almost just dangled the German defense there, but they just lay down in front of him. If that's the way you got to stop him, that's what you got to do. Rowinski. Down low to Gensel. Back to Rowinski. Rowinski with Quinn Hughes. By the way, Quinn Hughes and Zach Werenski are a defense pairing. Isn't that silly? Aren't the Olympics fun? Apparently our clock is off, Maddie. We're at about 10:35. I'm not on Gem anymore. I'm on TSN4, just so you know. Okay. Oh, you don't, eh? Okay. I'll give you the time check on the next face-off, all right? So time check, by the way, just live. It's not a face-off yet. 10:10 right now is our time check, everybody, in case you're wondering. Mueller. Oh. And across the red line come the Germans. They fire a puck high and wide. Draisaitl gets it. Shot from the point. That goes off the glove of Connor Hellebuck. Good rebound there. No German there able to collect. Francois Lebel has a question for Justin Fisher, and that is Katy Perry a good date? Into the zone comes Draisaitl. Shot. Tipped a little bit wide there. Draisaitl doing everything he can to make something happen. Seider from a tough angle. That rings around the board and out. Draisaitl. Semensky. And Seider is, Seider almost had it, but he was tied up by the American forward. That would have been Dylan Larkin. He prevented a pretty good opportunity there for the Germans. Germans are offside, by the way. Francois Lebel. Oh, you're not that, Justin. Oh, okay. All right, Maddie, we're just going to commercial break here, and we'll do a quick time check when the face-off happens. That's fine. I'll say every pause. So Maddie's about 10 seconds behind me on the time clock, just because I'm watching on Bell. La Belle. It's just so Maddie, the reason I switched is because the CBC Gem app kept crashing. So I was like, yeah, picture wasn't great, but then I had to refresh it a lot. So I was missing stuff. Francois Lebel dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Matt says, Adam, favorite player in this game? Oh, man, it's got to be either Quinn Hughes or Leon Draisaitl. Like, Quinn Hughes is amazing. Leon Draisaitl is trying to carry this German team to a goal. You know what, Maddie? Jeff makes a good point. I could just press pause for 10 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. It's just they haven't flashed the clock yet. Give me a second. They're showing some replays. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Show me the clock. Show me the clock. I'm dying for them to throw the clock on the screen, Maddie. Dying. They won't do it. Stutz is lining up for a face-off draw. That's all I know. They still haven't shown the damn clock, and they dropped the puck and still haven't shown the clock. 8:47, 8:46, 8:45, 8:44, 8:42, 8:41, 8:40. 8:35 is a good one. Yeah, there you go. Let's go, everybody. And that puck goes all the way down. Yeah, way to go, everybody. Everybody's telling us what a nice clock we have, Maddie. Sanderson, puck across. Boldly with a shot. Paterka tries to get that puck. He's going to go off for a change. 8 minutes to go in the second period. Germans trying to press for a goal here. Remember, if you're a Canadian fan, you got to make sure that this game is important. You got to make sure it's not a blowout. If America wins by 11 goals, they're the number 1 seed. So it kind of matters to them to score as many goals as possible. And there's plenty of time to do it. Don't kid yourself. Teams can collapse. It happens. I've seen it. Maybe not to that level, but I've seen it. I'm a Leaf fan. Hattrick Patrick says, "Hey Maddie, have you tried sailing the 7 seas?" You know what's great when the feed is free on the CBC Gem app, you don't have to steal it. It's crazy. What a concept. Don't rob people and they'll get it legally. It's insane. Hughes. Puck around it. Jack Hughes to Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes with the shot. Franz Reb with the save. Miller falls behind the net. Out come the Germans. Nico Sturm. Nice move, and he's brought down by Quinn Hughes. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's no call on that, and there's a lot of whistles from German fans who are pissed about that. I don't think that was clean, guys. That should have been a call. That should have been a call. So just for everybody because there's a couple of questions in the chat. For everybody that is absolutely a penalty 10 times out of 10. I do not know how Quinn Hughes got away with that. Time check is 6:27. 6:27 was the time check. So what the U.S. has to do in order to beat Canada, the U.S. goal differential right now is at +9. They need a +8 more than already what they have. They need 8 more goals for and 0 goals against to match Canada. And to beat Canada, they're going to need 9 more goals and 0 against. So essentially, the United States, to beat Canada and be the number 1 seed in this tournament, has to win by 11 goals. It doesn't matter how many the Germans score. The United States would need to have 11 more. So, I don't know if they're going to do that. They certainly are trying. And you got to be careful because, if the Germans don't keep, there's a lot at stake for Germany here too, right? Everybody makes it through, and your seeding is so important because if Germany can even keep this close, it could prevent them from having to play a tougher team. They're going to be in the play-in round. All the division winners make it to the quarterfinals. And I think it's the top 4 teams make it to the quarterfinals. Germany's not going to be in that group, but you want to be one of the higher seeded mid-level teams. Make sure that you're playing an Italy or a France or something along those lines. ABC said, Adam, you keep calling the Group C easy for the Americans, but you literally got to have a practice match against France. That's true, but that's one team. Latvia, sorry, not Latvia. Where is it? Czechia, Czechia and Switzerland are very good teams. Canada just steamrolled them. I wouldn't be shocked unless they're playing each other to see Czechia and Switzerland both through to the quarters. Rusty Mitchell, USA have next tiebreaker, only need to tie Canada. Oh, they do. Oh, so they've only got to tie Canada. Well, so now the US have got to win by 10. 10? Still, it can happen. It's still entirely possible the US scores 8 more goals. Pagan Beef says Team Sweden looks, what are they? Looks like the bond. I don't know what you mean by that. I would say, Team Sweden has the most to prove in this tournament. They have looked, I've done every Swedish game, just like I've done every Team USA game. And I'll tell you, for every American in this chat going, America looks mid, Sweden looks mid. Sweden is surprisingly shaky. Now, that doesn't mean they won't turn it on for the medal rounds here, but I have not been impressed by anything they've done, and it seems to be a coaching problem. I don't get why Sam Hallam or Hallam is making the decisions he's making. Bizarre, weird dude. But, you know, I think anybody that in Sweden that's like, hey, this guy needs to go, you're right. And it looks like Tim Stützle might be a little banged up, trying to stretch something out. Francois Labelle says, hot take, Montreal Victoire have the best jersey. Well, Francois, you are from Quebec. I think internationally, Germany's in the lead right now. That's a sexy jersey. Seider keeps the puck in on a face-off win by Draisaitl. Oh, big save by Franzreb. The Americans are getting a lot done off the rush, but there's been a lot less. Oh, and they're offside. Oh, German player just goes. You could see it from a mile away. I don't know why he didn't hard turn there. Anyway, the thing about the thing about Team Germany here is they have the opportunity to really surprise. And I'm not sure that they're going to get much done in this game, but in the play-in round, they could come in. Obviously, I think they're going to beat their opponent, whoever they're put up against. I have faith in this German team. They can upset. Like, what if it's Germany, Switzerland at some point, or Germany, Czechia? The way that Czechia and Switzerland have played, I mean, I'd take Switzerland over Czechia at this point. The Slovaks look really good, really good. Matthews drops for Boldy. Boldy with a shot. Franzreb with a save. And, you know, the goaltending that the Germans are getting is pretty spectacular. ABC asks, why does Mike Sullivan hate Kyle Connor? Man, your guess is as good as mine. Why did he put Clayton Keller on the bench yesterday, too? Like, Vinny Trocheck and JT Miller are playing all the time, and you're going to scratch Kyle Connor and Clayton Keller? So you could have JT Miller play a defensive role? I got to be honest, there's Penguins fans, I'm sure, in this chat. They're always around. There's a lot of Penguins fans. And they'll tell you, Mike Sullivan's coaching is very confusing. And I'm sure Rangers fans are feeling that same way too. I think I have a hot take, and I think Mike Sullivan's best coaching days might be behind him. Unless he changes his tactics sometime soon. It feels like I just don't know that he's like, is he too stuck on stars that were good 5 years ago? And that's the thing with the NHL, is that like it moves fast, right? Guys can be good for 5 years and then they're cooked. And that's just what happens. ABC says that's a lukewarm take. Well, I guess that's closer to hot than a cold take, right? I just don't know that I'm not blown away by Mike Sullivan's coaching. Definitely don't like Sam Hallam's coaching. Sam Hallam, Blackberry, Sam Hallam. Oh, puck just goes wide. Hannafin gets it deep. Old Slick Travel says, don't forget that Mike is a bad coach now. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but when was the last time Mike Sullivan had success? It's been a few years. Look what's happening in Pittsburgh in his absence. Dan Muse has come in and turned them into a playoff team. Same division as the Rangers. And the Rangers are younger, and I would argue before the season started, had more talent. Oh! We got a goal. Franz Reb tried to catch the puck, dropped it, and it went in. Bring forth your Eagles. Oh, that's a killer. Look, wow. I can't tell who that was. Was that Kachuk or Faber? Who the hell was that? That is a rough goal to let in. That's Jeremy Swayman level right there. So it's Eichel that gets in the way. Is that a high stick? Is that a high stick? Eichel with that is a crazy tip. I think, that could be a high stick. Is he in the crease, and is his stick above? What I want to know, they're not talking about the broadcast, but is Eichel's stick above the crossbar? That shouldn't matter, no? No, they're not going to challenge it. Wow, Jack Eichel with the weirdest tip of all time. Wow. So they're going to give the goal to Faber from both Kachucks. So did Eichel not make contact then, and Franz Reb just got confused? It seems like Eichel just got his stick in the way of his eyes. Just confused him. That's a crazy play. Holy. My American friends, that was a smart little Jack Eichel play. I got to give him credit. I've never seen that. Except for maybe Sean Avery waving his stick in Marty Brodeur's face. Katie Faye says Draisaitl and Matthew Tkachuk have been talking to each other pretty hard per Twitter. Well, maybe we see a Draisaitl Matthew Tkachuk fight. I don't think so. Stützle brought down. Even on the broadcast, like Stützle tried to sell it. Yeah, no crap, no shit, man. He is a seller. He is a seller. Cahoon in on Hannafin. Hannafin gets the puck up to Austin Matthews, to Gensel, into the German zone. Gensel chips it up to Matthews. Gensel's all alone, and a save by Franz Reb. Werwinski keeps the puck in, over to Gensel, to Boldy, back to the point. It's Hannafin, shot, misses the net, not tipped. And this Matthews line is coming on strong against the Germans. They already are responsible for 2 goals. They've taken a lot of criticism for the first couple of games, but they have it going tonight. Matthews trips up Draisaitl. No call on that. And the Americans come up with the puck. Franz Reb covers it up. Seider covers Matthews. And we're going to have a face-off draw with 35 seconds to go in this game. Hammer says, can Steve do a dang it for that goal? Listen, if Sportsnet won't give us access to the highlights for the NHL, what do you think our chances are getting highlight rights from the IOC? The IOC? They're taking the IOC are so hardcore that if I'm at the Olympics and I'm an athlete and I post a TikTok, they'll take it down. That's how hardcore they are. Puck is won by the Germans. 31 seconds to go. What's that, Maddie? You have the standings? Okay, we'll get into those right after the period is over because I would love to see what they are. And I know I got a couple super chats to get to. Don't worry, guys. I'll get to it. 9 seconds to go in this period. Americans ragging the puck. They're just going to hold there. Patrick Gatto says, is the heat off of Leaf fans now that Americans are hating on Austin Matthews more than we ever did? Well, I think the question is playing for the United States too hard? Is it too much scrutiny? Are they putting these players under too much? Like, I don't know. If it were me, I wouldn't want to play for a team that has that many fans. I think that that's just too much. It's too hard on your family. It's too hard on your friends. I think rather than play for Team USA, you should just stay home. All of them. It's the spotlight's too much, right? Nobody wants to play for the Americans because it's just simply too much. Give me a break with those takes. Unbelievable people. Carl Alfredson says, as a Swede, I don't like Halam, but the reason we don't bring in a new coach for the Olympics is the head coach for Sweden is a full-time position as they play several tournaments during the year. And listen, I understand that, but I kind of ask myself then, is there not a better Swedish person available? Because Sweden's a hockey country, right? Like, if you're going to go to the games and have a bad coach, who everybody agrees is a bad coach, not the guy for the job anymore, but he's like the only one who'll take it, I'm sure that the Swedish national program could very easily find somebody who is both Swedish, ready to take it on as a full-time job, and can make better decisions. I'm sure they can. I'm positive they can. Now, Maddie, let's get those standings up because I want to have a look at what we're looking at here. Okay, so the standings are as follows. And this is, I'm just looking on the screen here. Wait, Maddie, what standings are these? Oh, these are just the IHF current international rankings. Why is Canada below Switzerland? I guess because of the World Cup last year, because they lost to the Swiss. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the IHF rankings are always a little bit weird because the rankings are strange because like the World Championship is such a big part of this, and Canada rarely gets to send its very, very best. Although, listen, they sent Crosby and Celebrini last year. It didn't work out for them. But so many guys are still playing in the playoffs that it just doesn't happen. These are not the standings we're looking for. I think we got to look at the Olympic standings. Is there any way to look those up currently, Maddie? Love to have it. Not at the moment. Okay. All right. Well, let's throw to the clip. What are we doing, Maddie, for the clip? All right. So for my American fans here, is Team USA the one to beat in this tournament? Have a watch in this clip. See what you think.
Every time the USA scores, the chat's like, play Freebird, and there's a bunch of Eagles and stuff. Yeah. It was fun. Yeah. But what I thought was so interesting about the fan side of things, so much has been made, guys, about the fact that, Cole Caulfield's not there. Yeah. Jason Robertson's not there. JT Miller is there. That I think American fans almost got into a bubble of, oh, we're actually bad. And what I wanted to remind people, and I said this, 30 minutes into the game, it was not evenly matched. Latvia was playing hard, but America hadn't really wowed anybody. The second half of the game, America took control. And what was amazing was watching the American fans after the first period was over, and they're like, this team sucks. What the hell did we do? Chris Drury, Bill Guerin, Stan Bowman, you should all be fired. This is horrible. The negativity was insane. I was like, man, I feel like I'm watching Leaf fans here. And I said to them, guys, I know that Robertson's not there and this team is undoubtedly better with him on it. But might I suggest that you look at the top six?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Top nine.
And listen, JT Miller's not a bad player. I don't know why he's in a defensive role on the fourth line. Not a defensive guy, but whatever. I look at this and I'm like,
sometimes
you guys have got to remember that this team's still fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great team. And Brock Nelson, fourth line center, did score 3 goals yesterday. One of them was held back.
Nelson was unreal.
He was great.
he's having a crazy season. Too.
Can I just say this? I said last year at the deadline, I hope the Leafs get Nelson. And what they ended up doing was if they had paid the Islanders the first round pick and the prospect, they could have given him 2 prospects. I would have been happy. Grebenkin, Minton, and a first rounder for Nelson. I do that in a heartbeat. Nelson is the highest scoring goal scorer since like January started.
This
guy's crazy.
That trade to Colorado has gone from one of the wildest overpays last year to Avs fans laughing about it.
Worth every penny.
Yeah. Have a nice career, Callum Ritchie. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably will. And I assume that pick is going to be pretty decent too. But like for the window that Colorado has right now, like, yeah, it's hard to feel bad about that.
He was excellent. And I think Team USA, like if you're a fan, guys, this team's still great. I agree. But let's get over the fact that Robertson's not there. Let's move on. And let's talk about the fact that right away, the Kachucks are a factor. Brady, first goal, Jesse.
That's the best line that they have going.
Oh, it's crazy.
Brock Nelson might have been the best individual player, but when the Kachucks are on the ice with Eichel in the middle, they're dominating. Like every second they're on the ice. It's unbelievable to watch.
Something I noticed too, because I don't think Matt Tkachuk is skating at his previous level just yet. Like you got to remember, he's had some pretty severe injuries. But he or Brady, I think it was Brady, created a turnover that surprised the Latvians. And it was at near the top of the Latvian defensive zone. So the USA is on offense here. They create the turnover and the puck goes behind Brady. Jack Eichel is 2 or 3 strides past the blue line. Power turns immediately, grabs the puck, and it leads to their second goal as a line. And I think with Matt Tkachuk's ability, and we talk about him, you love the Matt Tkachuk, like I'm going to punch you in the face or whatever. He's got a great vision for the game. Right. He's a brilliant player.
Oh, yeah.
And I think having maybe his skating isn't quite what it will be when he's fully healthy. Jack Eichel's is like 110%.
I didn't know he was this
unreal.
fast. He's hit another gear.
That's one of my like white whales is Jack Eichel through the neutral zone is as good as anybody. It's like McDavid and then him. And I think the reputation he got in Buffalo, I think is going to stay with him for the rest of his career because he should be in the upper echelon of players in that sort of conversation. Stanley Cup winner, first line center, and everything he does on the ice. Like when you watch those little things, he's as good as anybody with his skates. It's unreal.
Yeah. And I said on the stream yesterday, I'm like, I went through the Team USA Olympic roster to try to convince these Americans that their team is actually good. And I was like, listen, there's probably 10 to 12 Hall of Famers right now on that team. Like if their careers keep going the same way they're going. And that entire first line, I think, is one of them. Mm-hmm. That what they're able to create.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, no.
Well, and that's
okay. Probably a good
like
shot.
Eichel and Matthew. I think you pencil in right now for the Hall of Fame.
Yep. And if Brady,
honestly, both Kachucks, dude.
I think so.
Brady's got to do something.
He does. He does.
I'm not willing to give him that just yet.
No, that's valid.
He's got to do something. It's not the Hockey Hall of pretty good.
Yeah, right? That's valid.
But you look at Matthews.
Not the Hockey Hall of We Know Your Family.
Then
I have bad news.
Oh yeah,
yes it is. I have horrible news. That's exactly what the Hockey Hall of Fame is.
He's a Hall of Famer.
but to me, it's their defense. Look at their defense.
Yeah.
Look at the defense. Is there anybody back there, with the exception of maybe Noah Hannafin, Noah Hannafin's great, but I don't know is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know.
He's
probably close.
He's a tier behind the rest of the guys. Like Werenski's.
Are we putting Brock Faber in the Hall of Fame already?
Not yet. Hughes, yes.
My whole thing was if their careers continue on the trajectory they're on.
Yeah.
Because Sanderson's pretty young too.
Yeah.
But listen, Werenski is your third pair righty? That's insane.
Very ridiculous.
Quinn Hughes was unbelievable. Unbelievable yesterday.
He was so good.
One of the funniest players to watch all 60 minutes of the game which is a skill. Like, I'm talking about the moments he's on the ice. He's very fun to watch. And then the moments he's on the bench are almost more entertaining.
What are you doing, Steve? Tell me, or Steve is staring.
People
He's staring.
listening can't.
Where people's like, oh, he sees the ghosts again. Like the memes of him on the bench when he just zones out. I need to know what he's doing.
Quinn, yeah, I think he's just got that resting, confused face.
He's done too many interviews for no reporter to have ever gone, like, why do you do that? So with your
Yeah,
face.
that's kind of true.
Did
What are you
see
doing?
The interview he did where they asked him, like, if you weren't playing hockey, what would you be doing? And he just shut down the question. He's like, that's not a reality. So, like, I don't even know what I'd be doing.
Like,
Because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He
He
doesn't-
literally can't envision the idea of not playing hockey.
No
that
backup plan.
he couldn't answer the question.
he's hockey's Vince Staples, but not kidding. Like,
Yeah.
he's a completely interesting, enigmatic guy. I interviewed him when he was a rookie, and I wish I got him a few more years into his career.
Mhm.
I do, because like I just feel like that could have been great.
Is the reality we live in right now one that Quinn Hughes is underrated? Like
I can see that.
I know we all know that, like, he's won a Norris Trophy, he's one of the best, but what he does offensively and like driving the play and controlling the puck in the offensive zone, it might be underrated in how dominant he truly is and how he changes a team from the defense position.
It's interesting.
Or
I
does
think-
everybody already know that?
Jesse,
gotta-
Jesse, I think with hardcore hockey fans, they're going to call you crazy. With passerby fans that maybe watch 20 games a year, I don't think they understand. I don't think Quinn Hughes has quite the brand recognition he deserves with a hockey fan with a normal life, which is somebody who can't watch every game. You know what I'm saying?
Canucks fans went to bat for him so ridiculously hard.
Well, and they should.
Yeah.
They were right to.
Yeah. And Avalanche fans had to go to war with them. And then they're like, now he's in your division, stupid. Here you go. And Drew's
listen.
like, oh, I was baptized in this.
Makar's the best defenseman in the league, but that doesn't mean Quinn Hughes isn't amazing.
I think Makar and Hughes have a bit of a McDavid McKinnon thing going on, where one is clearly regarded as above the other. But there are times where you're like, maybe. And there are definitely times where I don't even know if it's maybe. It's like, yes, emphatically, yes, Nathan McKinnon's better right now. And then McDavid comes and he goes, nope, that's my torch. Thank you very much. And he just takes it back. There are days where Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman on the planet. It's just, I think the argument is what percent of days is that?
Right.
It's so interesting, the hockey, the sport itself, in that like one person can't affect the game like in all these other team sports we watch, where like, hey, you got the best player, usually going to come out with the best result, and they're going to have championships to show that. Yeah. And with McDavid, like, he doesn't have the winning the Stanley Cup part of his resume as Nathan McKinnon does.
Right.
And like Quinn Hughes is stuck on pretty bad Vancouver teams for a while and can't do the winning on his own. But it's if he's a quarterback on a different team, if he's a quarterback in the NFL, maybe Quinn Hughes is able to will his team to a championship.
He's one of the most influential players on the ice. And like, it's crazy. It's crazy that they put them together, because I remember at the Four Nations, I was like, they could just have a pairing of Quinn Hughes and Charlie McAvoy at the Olympics if they wanted to. And then they stuck them together. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it's I'm still not jacked about the way Team USA looks.
Matty, can you bring up USA defense again?
Which is a compliment, by the way.
So
yes.
First off, Hughes, McAvoy, Slavin Faber, Sanderson, Rowinski, and Hannafin all dressed. Lacombe is the guy sitting on the bench. I don't know how Lacombe ever gets into a game with those guys up front, but I also want to say this, and this will not make me popular in Montreal. I get why they didn't bring Hudson. And it's because they already have what Hudson brings, but more developed. And it doesn't mean Hudson's not going to be the star of this team in 2030. But I look at Rowinski, I look at Hughes, I look at Sanderson, and I'm like, they're just a little bit older. Coach knows them more. Jesse, please feel free to jump in and tell me how wrong I am so that you carry more favor with the Montreal Canadiens. You've been building your XP up with them. But I get it. Now, the one thing, and I love Jackson Lacombe. I think he's phenomenal. The one thing I do have to say is I do find it interesting that when Seth Jones couldn't make it, Hudson wasn't the next man up. I find that fascinating. And I think that's maybe a message like maybe don't say what you said publicly.
Well, there is that.
Bill Guavin.
That was a message sent more than anything. I mean, he wasn't even invited to the camp. Like, it was crazy. And I think that's erasure. That's wrong. But this defense core is crazy.
That was under talked about. And I never want to hear about how, like, you can't win in Canada ever again. Lane Hudson's dad did a weird
in-car
marathon interview from a car
With Grant
McCagg called Bill Guerin Bill Guavin and talked about like
insulted
dual
the GM.
citizenship.
Insulted the GM.
We
of
got
the
like
team.
40 minutes out of that.
Oh, it was
like,
great.
It was awesome content.
Hey, man, we got more out of that than they did. I think our breakdown
we
was
covered
longer.
that more than basically any mainstream outlet at all.
Yeah. I don't know why nobody wanted to talk about it. It's super
Because
weird.
I think it was really awkward for people like who know these guys who are like in the game. They're like, we don't want to talk about it to give it more energy because it's really weird that this is happening.
There's this weird thing where they're like, well, don't talk about families. Okay, I agree. Asterisk, what if the family does a weird little phone interview from the car for 45 minutes where they refer to the GM by the wrong name and talk about dual citizenship because they're shitting their pants over their son? Anyway, I don't know.
Hey, listen.
You ever feel like you're the only one talking about anything?
A lot of people chose to leave it alone. We kind of pointed out how exactly weird it is.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly weird.
I will say this. If Leighton Hudson wants to get a Canadian passport, I'm thrilled to have him on Team Canada.
Hey, sounds great. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, though. So, like, he seems to be the obvious Quinn Hughes replacement. But, like, if Quinn Hughes, let's say, gets hurt tomorrow, whatever,
You have Werenski.
I would throw Werenski up there.
Yep.
And then you bring in Hannafin or Lacombe and have a Merry Christmas.
Would play. Hannafin did play.
Right. Sorry. I'm like looking at the pairs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you simply bring in Lacombe and figure out the third pair.
The other thing is, look, by the way, I understand why people would be surprised by Lacombe. And I think part of that is the fact that he plays in Anaheim.
Plays for the Ducks.
And Lane Hudson plays for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
And, there's a bigger fan base in Montreal than there is in Anaheim. But Lacombe's phenomenal.
I
Phenomenal
think
hockey
people don't understand how good he is at the defensive part of being a defenseman.
Yeah.
I'd say like his game is more matured at this point than Leighton Hudson's is in his own end.
Yeah.
Like, and he kills penalties too. Lacombe's a very useful player when you already have Werenski, Hughes, Faber, Sanderson, the guys to do the offensive side of the stuff out of defensemen that like you'd rather bring a guy who's better at defense than Lacombe.
Yeah.
Can I point something out? Lane Hudson is over a point per game.
Yeah. It's stupid, his offensive abilities.
He has 58 points in 57 games. 10 of them are goals. So, like, he's found his goal scoring touch, too. This kid's a monster.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Period 3. It's a big one. We need the United States to keep the goals under 10. That's all we need. We need the Germans to help us out. Let's make it happen. By the way, Matthew Tkachuk apparently during the game in the second period yelled at Leon Draisaitl, always the bridesmaid, huh? That's rough. He's beaten him twice in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's a good chirp. I'm not going to lie. I missed that one, but apparently was audible on American television. Didn't hear it in Canada, but I also have headphones on, so it's possible I didn't hear it either. That's a damn good chirp. Americans already with a chance. This Eichel-Tkachuk line has been great in every game. I will say that the Matthews line has been very, very good today, too. They've drawn their fair share of, criticism the last couple of games. Oh, huge hit on Charlie McAvoy. Poor guy. Once a week, it seems like he's getting crushed. Sider is getting absolutely forechecked to death by the Americans. You could tell they really want a goal, and the Germans just kind of There's Stützle, by the way. Look like we're going to get a 2-on-1. Stützle with a shot. Oh, and it's a good save by Connor Hellebuck. He had Peterka, but didn't want to risk putting it through the American defenseman who had pretty good positioning on Peterka. Stützle, by the way, has been wincing. He's been on and off the ice, on and off the bench, that is. And there he is, still looking like Tim Stützle in Ottawa, but he is dealing with some sort of injury. We just don't know what it is. Peterka from a sharp angle. And that, I believe, went off the shoulder of Connor Hellebuck, and it is out. Larkin drops for Keller. And I think Franzreb got a blocker on that. Larkin out front, shot, and they score. The Americans now have 4 goals. They can do this. Remember, all Team USA needs to do is score 10 goals. 10 goals. It's possible. It's doable. It's why you're watching this game. They need 6 more goals. They hold the tiebreak for Canada. I don't even know what the tiebreak is, but they hold it. So even if Canada and the United States are tied in goal differential, the USA will get the top spot. I'm just tweeting this out. USA just scored. Only need 6 more to get the top seed. All right. I know 6 sounds crazy, but this is the Olympics. They can do it. It does really matter. It always matters. Germans coming in. Shot. Hellebuck with the save. By the way, Connor Hellebuck looks dialed today. He looks really good. Dialed. Tkachuk and Draisaitl are just gabbing at each other. All game. Stützle. Oh, no, that wasn't Stützle. Matthews and Sturm. And out come Quinn Hughes. Doesn't matter who won the faceoff draw because the USA got possession anyway. Centering pass. Puck is now deep in the American zone. McAvoy collects. Matthews with it. He's been skating really well today. Quinn Hughes, Germans are all over him. You got to expect Deutschland is going to give it everything they got in this third period because the goal differential matters for them too. That is the one good thing about this tournament. You're not really eliminated in these rounds. It all just determines seeding for play-in and whether or not you're playing in the play-in rounds. USA, Canada, Slovakia, all already through to the quarterfinals. What's left to be determined here is who comes in 4th, who comes in 1st, and who is playing who. Canada will play the winner of Czechia-Denmark on Tuesday. So whoever wins that on Tuesday, a huge hit. Brady Tkachuk just absolutely ran over the German defenseman. German defenseman came back and ran over Brady Tkachuk. It's physical out there. Matthew just tried to get one in on Leon Draisaitl and fell over. Here comes Brady Tkachuk. It's got to be the end of a shift for him. $16 minutes left to go in this game. Timing is going to be the enemy of both the States and the Germans. The Germans want goals, so do the States. It does not look like it's going to be a low event third period, shall we say. If this were an NHL game, if this were even the playoffs, you'd expect the Americans to go turtle on you. Hide in the shell, park the bus. That's not going to be the case today. The way they set this tournament up is you got to go maximum for 60 minutes. You got to score as much as you can. Tage Thompson wheels back, gives it to Jake Sanderson and goes off. Sanderson waiting for the Americans to change, and out come the forwards. It's the fourth line, JT Miller, Nelson, and Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes and Matthews had some pretty good chemistry in the previous game too. Oh, out front, JT Miller almost tipped one in. Hughes made a great setup play. Through the neutral zone comes Peterka. He drops the puck. Stützle. Pushing. Peterka. Intercepts the Miller pass to Quinn Hughes. He's taken down by McAvoy. Hughes. To Brock Nelson, who had a couple goals in the opener, and he is laid out, but in comes Jack Hughes. Big save by Franz Rep. Tough angle for Hughes, but a monster hit on Brock Nelson. Unfortunately, the Germans were not able to collect, and it actually led to an American chance. Mo Seider behind the net, letting the Germans change, taking a breath. Gensel is deep, just to make sure nothing crazy happens. Germany deep with Draisaitl against Boldy. Boldy knocks Draisaitl over. Here comes Matthews. Boldy drops Werenski to Boldy. Sorry, Boldy to Werenski. Good save by Franz Reb, and out come the Germans. It's Leon Draisaitl and his merry men. This game is open. That favors the United States. They've got a group of killers up front. Maybe not as many killers as their fans would have liked, but that's still pretty good. Oh, and I think we got a goal. And I think that's Austin, unless I think Sanderson set Austin up on that one. That's Austin Matthews' second goal of the game, third of the tournament, third point of the night. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I hear the footsteps. By the way, I think Austin Matthews haters can take a seat, huh? Take a seat, boys. That line is looking awfully dangerous today. A great setup by Jake Sanderson. Beautiful. Right through the German player's legs. On. Matthews doesn't even have to move his stick. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go. The Americans need a goal roughly every 3 minutes for the remainder of this period to tie Canada and get the tie break. The Germans, if they got a goal, would make it a lot easier on us Canadians. I'm feeling a little nervous. I'm feeling interested. I'm not seeing a lot of Freebird in the chat, though. The Kachucks are just causing shit, too, after every whistle. Every whistle. Ghost of War said, did Team USA pay the airfare for the ghosts that follow Quinn Hughes, or did he have to fly coach? Ooh, spicy. Cinnamonson says, if USA was an NHL team, would they be top 4? They'd probably be the best team in the NHL. They're an all-star team. It'd be pretty difficult maybe the Colorado Avalanche and Dallas Stars could give them a run for their money, but does Brock Nelson play for Colorado or Team USA in this scenario? That's what I'd like to know. This is it's getting a little uncomfortable as a Canadian. Listen, I know it seems out of reach, but I'm also a Leafs fan. No lead seems out of reach when you're a Leaf fan. I'm just throwing that at you. Ethan says they got to get 5 more. No. Again, I'll repeat it for anybody that's brand new to the stream. The U.S. needs to win by 10 goals. They need to win by 10 goals. It doesn't matter how many goals they score. It's you got to win by 10. And it's 5 more, not 6 more, because all apparently they need to do is tie Canada for goals, goal differential, and they have the tiebreak, whatever the next tiebreak is. So the first tiebreak is goal differential. The second tiebreak is something else, and they have it. Franz Reb covers that puck. It's floated in. Patrick Gatto said Leaf fans defending Austin from Americans is wild. Well, you know. It's just, a lot of scrutiny playing for Team USA. He should come on back to Toronto, Canada. Matthews in the offensive zone against Stützle. Stützle is able to win that draw. I will say this. Yeah, so the next tiebreak, by the way, is total goals, and the U.S. will have more if they tie Canada in goal differential, and that makes sense. The U.S. had a weaker division. They scored more goals. They dominated their opponents when they needed to. Makes sense. Paterka in the corner. Stützle retrieves. Sanderson intercepts the pass. Reichel, shoot. All the way around. Back down low again. Matthews with it. Leaves it for Werenski. Up to Quinn Hughes. Oh, no, that's Gensel, not Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes is there, though. And there's Quinn Hughes with the puck. Bevanstall says, I'm an American Leaf fan doing double work on Austin's behalf. Well, you don't have to today. He's already got 2 goals and 3 points. He's been very, very good today. His line has been very good today. And you know what? Gensel and Boldy, both pretty damn good at hockey. McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy almost created a wraparound, and then it goes out to Tage Thompson, who just misses it. There is 11 minutes to go in this game. We're quickly coming to the point where the U.S. would have to get a goal every 2 minutes. A goal every 2 minutes. We're almost there in order to tie Canada. They're still going to go for it, though. It's going to keep the pressure up the entire game. So a lot of people were upset that nobody gets eliminated after the play-in round. I got to be honest with you. I think it's kind of cool. Teams, even at the top, still have something to play for. It's keeping the pressure up. Usually, if in an NHL game, 5-0, game's dead. The Americans are pushing. The Germans are pushing. Slovakia lost its last game, and we're thrilled about it because they scored right at the end. It was Slavkovsky. McAvoy's wraparound here was an almost goal. Oh, wow. It just went under Franz Reb. It could have easily been deflected in. Mueller was able to stop the rebound. $10-21. Okay, Leon Draisaitl breaking the puck out for the Germans. You're going to see a lot of number 29. He's going to be playing playoff minutes. Try to get the Germans closer to the Americans. Remember, goal differential matters for them too. Seider with a shot. They lost to the Latvians yesterday, which was a surprise loss, I think. Draisaitl to Seider. Seider, shot, goes off a skate and into the crowd. 9:40 left in this game so far. 35-18 are the shots in favor of the Americans, and you can hear the Kachucks from here yelling at Leon. I have to say, if you're asking me which Kachuk's been better in this tournament, that'd be Brady. Brady's been better. He's probably a lot less hurt than his brother, but Brady's been an absolute battering ram out there. Francois LaBelle says, what about Team Canada? Francois, I don't know what it is in reference to, my friend, but I'm happy to answer the question. Christian says Canada's group was a cakewalk. Canada's group was a cakewalk because Canada is Canada. Canada's group wasn't like, let's be honest, the Americans got the easier group. That's okay. I'm not salty about it. Doesn't bother me. But the hardest group was Group B. And for the Slovaks to gut that out and win it, crazy. Oh, you want to know if Team Canada, Francois LaBelle wants to know, how would Team Canada do against the rest of the NHL? They'd win 70 games. They'd win 70 regular season games. Todd Pickle says we need a Hagel to Kachuk round 3. Listen, if we don't get it in these Olympics, you know we're going to get it towards the end of the season. It is too bad that the Panthers, like the Leafs, are likely to miss the playoffs. I'm not going to say that they are, but they're likely because Tampa versus Florida is can't miss entertainment. It's so good. But with Barkov injured, I've heard some rumors about Marchand's injury and that it might be a little bit more long-term. Seth Jones is out. Like the Panthers have played so much hockey in the last 3 years. I keep saying it. The Panthers have stuffed 4 years of hockey into 3 years. Shot from the point. Germans get it, can't get the rebound. That's been the story all game, by the way. Connor Hellebuck's really good on the first shot. If he does give up a rebound, the Germans have not been able to get there and capitalize on it. Werenski. Kachuk Brady, that is. Germans bringing it out. 1-on-3 here. That's got to be a little bit scary as a German player. It's like, where did everybody else go? Mueller. Coble. Tried to send that into Peterka, but Peterka couldn't get a stick on it. Peterka's got it now. Oh, almost found him on the backhand. Peterka gets the puck over to Stützle. Stützle waits, shoots, scores! Tim Stützle. That is an enormous goal, not just for Team Germany, but for Team Canada. We needed this, baby. We needed this, and we got it. The Americans need to win by 10 in order to be the top-seeded team after the round stage. It was looking like they might actually challenge and do it. But now they're going to have to get to 11 goals to tie Canada because it's got to be a 10-goal differential. Okay? Massive, massive goal. Tim Stützle, all of Canada thanks you. We appreciate you, buddy. I never called you a diver. Not once. Not even once. All right. Now, the Americans, and I'm going to do some rough math here, 8:33 left in the third period, need to get a goal basically every minute and a half. And here comes Tim Stützle again. End-to-end rush. Great speed through the neutral zone. He's not messing around. Sider. Shot. And Hellebuck's able to grab that one. Damn. We got some life in the German team now. Josh D. Penn says, you really need to thank Denmark yesterday and Swayman being horrendous. Yeah, Swayman had a rough game. Man, the look on Bill Guerin's face when they cut to him after allowing that goal from center ice, he just was like he was double chinning it hard in anger, you know? Eel with a shot. And Hellebuck able to make the save. What's that, Maddie? Maddie said, I have good chin action. Thank you. That's how I watch hockey games. I'm going to tweet and watch this game and be angry. Wood Elf Mage says, do we really want to potentially face the Czechs in an elimination game? No, no, but it will be Canada will play the winner of Czechia, Denmark. That'll be an interesting game. Curious about that one. Michael Bear says Czechia looks mid. Guys, remember that when it comes to the quarterfinals, everything you've seen in the play-in rounds, throw it out the window. These are international teams. They're playing in Europe. Their home fans are there. Their families are there. Do not doubt these guys. Do not. You can't take anybody lying down. I know Team Canada looks strong. They're going to have to show up. And they're, you know, the one thing I love about Team Canada is they're playing angry. Kachucks play this, they play this Bash Brothers cocky sort of style. Canada just looks pissed off. Like, it looks like Nathan McKinnon only stepped on Lego on the way to the rink. His favorite brand of chickpea pasta wasn't available at the grocery store. Ronald says the U.S. has dropped a gear in the last few minutes. I guess you could make the argument that the U.S. probably are like, well, it's going to be hard for us to catch Canada now. Let's not kill ourselves. You could make that argument. Although if you're on the bench, you probably want to encourage them to just keep going. Puck goes out. Mike Johnson just said on the broadcast, we haven't seen Leon for 4 minutes, which is weird. But they're probably giving him a rest because he's probably going to play the final 5 minutes. He's just going to be on the ice. Iowa Avs fan says Canada needs to give McKinnon faster wingers. I agree. I thought Nick Suzuki looked really out of place today. I think he probably comes out of the lineup for the quarters. And my bet is Brad Marchand gets in. I wonder if they give Seth Jarvis a shot next to him. I don't know what the combos are going to be, but I like you put Marchand maybe in the 13th forward role because he is fighting some sort of injury. I know that for sure. It's been underreported, but it is true. And it's not the easiest injury. He can manage it. He can play. He can be effective. He's had a great season, but I think they could do better than that. I don't think Suzuki. I think there's been a couple of weird plays with Suzuki. McKinnon, oh, Germany almost had one. So I wonder if the chemistry between Suzuki and McKinnon just isn't there. It's totally possible. That's the thing with hockey, right? Like sometimes it really does come down to your quirks. It's I had a coach compare it to being on a date once. He's like, sometimes, like, not exactly the most eloquent, but he was like, sometimes you go on a date and you have no chemistry. And it's just best to move on. And that's what we're going to do with the Lions. If you have no chemistry and we don't think you have chemistry, we're going to move you on. It's like, okay, I'm 12. Matthews wins the draw, skates it through center. He's had a great game with Boldy and Gensel. Really strong line. But Turka gets the puck to Mo Sider. That looked offside to me, and it is. Meme Empress, someone should show Hags that one Cassian clip from before Matthew Tkachuk left the Flames. I'm curious to know what would happen the next time they throw hands. Yeah, Hagel, Matthew Tkachuk would be... Ooh, that's exciting. Listen, I don't, Meme Empress, you'd know this better than I would. Does Tampa play Florida again this season? I think they've played 4 times. It's got to be one more, right? I might just mark that on my calendar and make sure to watch it. I love how much those teams hate each other. .604 left in the period. If you're keeping track, The U.S. needs to score 6 goals to draw even with Canada. That means they need to get a goal every minute from here to the end of the game. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that's what would need to happen. Steve says, new respect for Draisaitl. He's a horse out there. As if Draisaitl could earn more respect, and yet here we are. I agree with you, Steve. Every context you see Leon Draisaitl in, you're like, hey, it's Leon and a bunch of guys, and he's making them look like great players. Not that these German guys aren't, but like, you know, even in Edmonton, there isn't like the depth there that you would maybe perhaps like to see. I think the big difference between Florida and Edmonton, honestly, is Florida's got a good GM and Edmonton doesn't. There, I said it. I don't think Stan Bowman's good. I haven't thought he was good since the waning days of the Chicago dynasty. By the way, hey, I want to ask everybody, who is brand new today? Who has never watched a stream with us on SDPN? Can you give me a wave? Give me a wave in the chat if you're new. We want the noobs to say hello. Meme Empress, I'm pretty sure we don't play them again this year. And last game before the Olympics was the last meetup. Don't quote me, though. Ah, that's a bummer. Who's new? Anybody new here? Anybody just finding SDPN for the first time? There we go. Buster himself. Brand new. What's up, Buster? Strider says, my first day was a second Canada game. Spartan says, hello. Kristen Curry is brand new. Tyler's brand new. Tay is brand new. Slow Boiling Leafs, first stream today, but not new. Sam Droid Online says hello, wave. Jeff says hello, brand new. Welcome to the noobs. Patrick says hello. He's new. I love how many people are new. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Kogu, excuse me, says, not new, but I'm watching with my dad. It's his first time. Welcome to all the new people. Welcome to Gripper Nation. If you watch my stream, you're officially a member of Gripper Nation. You've been enlisted. Gripper Nation, the only nation that we need. This is our flag. Everybody is welcome in Gripper Nation. This is not AI, by the way. Somebody actually painted this. Her name is Natalie Drake, and didn't she do a great job? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Joester the Big Show is also new. Love having you guys in. Phil from Fargo just dropped 5 SDPN memberships because Phil's a baller, all right? Don't talk about Phil. You don't know Phil. You don't know Phil like we know Phil, all right? Quinn Hughes got the puck behind the net. Still down there. Keller's down there with him. Keller across to McAvoy, to Tage Thompson, who just is so gigantic and tall. Farah is also new. Hi, Farah. Kyle says, is your wife Natalie? Yes, that is my wife's name. Her name is Natalie. Oh, not Natalie Drake. No, Natalie Drake is a listener who is an awesome person. She brings her family to all of the shows that we do. My Natalie did not paint this. As much as I love my Natalie, I think her drawing has never quite progressed beyond stick figures. Neither is mine. Francois LaBelle, if you are new, make sure you watch the pods. SDPN is the best pods ever, and it's free. Yes, it is. Unless you want them ad-free, and then we have a subscription for that. It's up to you. Also, if you dropped an SDPN membership, just a good time to remind you that gives you an extra episode of the Steve Dangle podcast every single week. So you get 4 episodes instead of 3, and we don't talk about hockey in the 4th one. We talk about pop culture. This week, we did a haters bracket for Steve. Oh, shot there. Maurice Sider put his head up in the air. He knew he missed a beautiful opportunity. Yeah, anyway, Steve did a hater bracket, like a March Madness haters bracket of all the things he hates. It was hilarious. One of the listeners actually built it for him. Steve Dangle. And it looks like we got a penalty here. And that's Matthew Tkachuk going to the box. Billy says, Adam, I'm sorry if this is a simpleton question. What are the differences between the 1 and the 2 seed? Line changes or matchups? What is more important? Well, line change, getting the final change is important. So if you're in the gold medal game and you're taking on the US and you're Canada, being the first seed means you get second change, which is good. And then it also helps determine who you're going to play. So if, Canada is playing, they're playing like the winner of, I think it's Czechia, Denmark, right? Kachuk got an unsportsmanlike. That's hilarious. And ABC says day one VIP can confirm it's worth the money. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Remember, there's 2 levels. There's the level that gets you the extra episode every week, and there's VIP ad-free, $6.99 a month. It gets you every episode early. It gets you every episode without ads. You'll never have to have ads again. It's a beautiful thing. 1:20 left on this German power play. The U.S. would have to score a goal roughly every 30 seconds in order to equal Canada here. Orange Joe says, I have never regretted ad-free. That's what I want to hear. We want to make sure your hard-earned money is actually appreciated and taken care of and all that stuff. That really matters to us. And you're really helping a small business. It is a small business we run here. Epic Hunter says, I have VIP on Spotify and I can confirm it's worth it. You got Apple, you got Spotify, and you've got YouTube. You can take your pick. Which one do you want? JT Miller with a big block there on Weissman. Woo! Kit Canada says, I randomly got a subscription gift from somebody and I appreciate it. Thank you, Kit. Thank you. And remember, if you're gifted a subscription, you can go back and listen to all the VIP episodes that you've never heard before. And consider once the 30 days is up, because you're going to get it for 30 days, renewal. Phil from Fargo says, thanks for doing my Steve Madness bracket on VIP. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Phil, that was you. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. Here we go. Germans with 30 seconds left on the Matthew Tkachuk power play. Puck is blocked. 20 seconds to go. They're going to try to reload, get set up, get ready. And they are not able to do it. The Americans doing a great job clogging the zone right before their blue line. We might have a bit of a break here for the U.S. 2:24, 2:23 left in the third period. Freak 811 Adam, I put up pictures of the framed men's hockey in the Discord. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Freak, one sec. I'll get to it once the whistle blows. Germany trying to get something going here. The Americans are not giving them much. Matthews almost fed for the Hattie by Boldy. Remember, Austin Matthews is on hat-trick watch. You know what? Screw it. Let him have it. Just to shut everybody up. Sturm with a nice little move there, but Matthews is able to hold him up. Nerwinski chips the puck out. Mo Mueller. I'm going to assume that Draisaitl's not going to play much in this last minute because they're going to need to save him for their play-in game. And we got no icing on that. 1:12 left to go in the third period. Sider dumps the puck in. Oh, we got a bit of a fast break here. Franz Reb out. The one thing going well for the Germans, I have to say, in this game, goaltending's really good. Goaltending's really, really good. Freak 811 says, hey, Adam, I put up pictures of the framed jersey in men's hockey in the Discord. If you remember our conversation about how expensive it is to frame them, I will check that out. I'll have Robert Molloy have a look at that. It's so expensive to have those framed, by the way. I got a bunch of jerseys, and I've got a Formula One shirt that's signed by both Piastri and Norris that I want framed, but I don't want to spend $700 to do it. It's insane. That frame better clean my house for $700. And that will do it for the game. The United States will be the second seed. Team Canada will be the first seed. And Germany able to get 1 goal. United States had a really, really good playing round. Obviously, there's some question marks there from the USA fans. Yeah, Freak says that's what it cost me. It cost you $700. Yeah, it costs crazy. So anyway, the U.S. had a really, really good. So U.S. will play the winner of Sweden, Latvia. Canada will play the winner of Czechia, Denmark. Finland will play the winner of Switzerland, Italy. And Slovakia will play the winner of Germany versus France. Germany might have a path to the semis here. They can beat France, and I think they can beat Slovakia. Slovakia is really good. I think the United States is a guarantee to get through to the semis. Sweden or Latvia, that's a pretty sweet matchup for US. That's a sweet friggin' matchup. Sweden's been bad. Latvia's good, but they're not the problem with Latvia is they just don't have the skill to match the United States. I think the US basically just bought themselves. Maybe Canada should have finished in the second seed. We get Sweden or Latvia, you know? Terry says, are you on radio too? Yes, I am on, or I used to be on radio. I now run SDPN with my buddies, so I don't do radio anymore. Where are my American Eagles? How come there are only a few? Where are the Americans bragging? Where are you guys? Where are you beating your chests? Come on. I expected more, America. I expected more. Meme Empress, you sound like Vasilevsky didn't pay $800 for power spraying his roof, so he did it himself. Didn't want to. It's so expensive. It's so expensive to frame jerseys. Oh, there's the Americans. They're finally showing up. They're finally showing up. Man, what do you... everybody's... Oh, you guys are also watching the Daytona 500? Well, that makes sense. Hey, so listen, I want to say this. I will be streaming every USA game all the way to the finals, should they make it that far. I will be streaming every Sweden game all the way to the finals, should they make it that far. It looks like Sweden and the U.S. may play in the quarterfinals together if Sweden can get by Latvia. That would be a very interesting matchup. I think Sweden's not been very good this tournament. I think America has. So that'll be fascinating. And, excuse me, kind of squeaky here. Steve's following Team Canada. Jesse is following Team Canada Women's. And I'm going to see if I can pick up a few extra streams, at very least in the quarterfinals. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do like a mega stream where I do like the Finland game and the Sweden-America game, assuming that happens. Or the Slovak game. We'll see what happens. That'll all take place, by the way, on Tuesday. No men's Olympic hockey tomorrow. It's going to be all the women's side. And by the way, Jesse, I believe, is going to be here with us at Team Canada plays, I think, at 3:10 Eastern Standard Time. So that'd be 11:10 on the West Coast. And if you're somewhere in between, you got to do the math. I can't do everything. Mountain time, prairie time, whatever. But yeah, I think I'm going to pull as many streams as I can out on Tuesday because why the hell not? And not having to do a stream tomorrow means my voice might be back to normal. Now, I do have the Steve Dangle podcast tomorrow, so you are going to get an episode, and it's going to come early. We're recording a little extra early tomorrow. That's a good thing. We're excited about that. So we're going to kind of recap the events of the weekend, that sort of thing. And then, yeah, Tuesday it all kicks off again. And as I said, Jesse, tomorrow afternoon, right here on SDPN. I know that there are a few of you that have been here for every single stream so far. And I just want you to know how grateful we are to have you. If this is your first stream, thanks so much for hanging out. I want to shout out Maddie and Justin for the amazing work that they've done. They've put in a lot of long hours this weekend. It's been a lot of early mornings, late nights, all that stuff. We are a small company. So to get it all done, I just want to say to them, thank you so much. And all of our producers, and you guys have been flipping awesome. I don't want to say the F word because apparently that can affect the YouTube stuff. So just know what I mean when I say flipping. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I will see you tomorrow on the Steve Dangle podcast. And hopefully, if I can convince the crew, multiple streams on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Love you all. Freak 811, one more thing. If you want to grade that jersey on the podcast, feel free, bro. We will, dude. All right. Love you all. Have a great night.